I'm Brenna Gibbons. James D. Tittle, also known as Jimmy, died on June 22nd at the age of 97. Not only is he remembered for his architectural contributions to Abilene, but also his kind heart that he shared with everyone that he met.
He always had a great sense of humor. He loved to be teased and teased back.
He never met a stranger. He always wanted to know about other people.
I'm going to miss him a lot.
Tittle helped design the Taylor County Courthouse, Abilene Regional Airport, the Abilene Zoo, expansions to Hendrick Medical Center, and many other projects. Lynn Barnett, one of his many friends, says that she knew him for 45 years.
He was a great person to know. I think all of us who knew him for a number of years feel very, very fortunate to have been able to, make life's journey with him.
Bill Wright was another one of Tittle's friends, and he says they've known each other since 1956.
When I met him for the first time, as I said, he and Freddie Hughes invited me to play golf. And I really didn't play golf. I was a tennis player all my life. But I said, yes, that would just be great. And I borrowed some clubs from someone, and we went at it, and I played the whole course with a 2-iron. I think it made them so mad that they never invited me back again. They were so embarrassed. But that was a memorable event.
Tittle grew up and spent most of his life in Abilene. He spent 4 years in College Station and a stint at Fort Sill, where he served his country as an Army lieutenant.
Well, he certainly changed the cultural landscape of our town, and the legacy that he will leave or has left here will never go away.
Tittle's friends say he left a huge impact on everyone's life.
I was with him the night before he died, and holding his hand, and I think I would say it's been an awful fine time together, and I'll see you.
Friends and family are invited to Tittle's celebration of life on July 19th. For more information, visit our website at KTXS.com. How did you know Jimmy Tittle?
Well, I got to know Jimmy. He was on my board when I first got here 45 years ago. And so he has been just a real pillar of our arts community. Of course, he was an architect, and he loved the arts, and he was involved not only locally, but he was also on the Texas Commission on the Arts at one point in time, and the chairman of the Texas Commission on the Arts. So it was just a very big part of his life.
Can you share one of your favorite memories with him?
Well, one of my favorite memories was when he hosted a gathering for Jane Alexander, the actress, who at the time was the chairman of the National Endowment for the Arts. And so we had gotten some grant money from the National Endowment for the Arts, and so she was coming to Abilene. And so we asked if he would consider hosting the party at his home, and he was kind enough to do that. And it was lovely because he designed his own home, and it's a beautiful place on the lake, and very, very unique and beautiful.
If you had to describe his personality in so many words, how would you describe him?
He has an amazing sense of humor. He never met a stranger. He always wanted to know about other people and where were they from, and how were they involved and all. And I think that's what made him particularly successful, is he was so talented as an architect, but he was just such an amazing person, and he loved people, and he loved Abilene.
And so how long did you say you knew him for?
45 years.
45 years.
45
so you had
years.
time to kind of watch him grow as a person, and how would you describe that from when
Well,
you met him to...
Well, I think he was pretty much his own person when I met him. He would have been 50-something, and very successful, had a wide circle of friends here in town. Everyone loved Jimmy. Everyone wanted him to come to their party just because he made everything so much fun.
That's great. And a lot of people know him for his architecture. I can't speak today. But, the Abilene Zoo, the regional airport, so many different things around town. How important and how iconic, I guess, is it of him to have made so many of the main places people go in Abilene?
Right. Well, he certainly changed the cultural landscape of our town, and the legacy that he will leave or has left here will never go away. And he was also well known. His firm did buildings at Texas A&M and at different places around the state. It wasn't just Abilene, and he also served as the chancellor of the national AIA, which is a huge honor. He was the chancellor of that. Just imagine all the architects in the country, and here's Jimmy from Abilene, Texas. And also he was honored 2 years ago. He was one of the distinguished alums from Texas A&M. And they only pick or bestow that honor on maybe, 10 alum every year, which is not very many when you consider the thousands and thousands and thousands of students that they have. So that was a big highlight, and he was very, very honored. And they did an amazing job with a huge dinner, and they introduced him at the football game that was the next day and all that. So yeah, he just really made his mark on whatever he did. He would rise to the top of whatever he was involved in.
So it sounds like not only was he just very talented, but he was just a great person to know.
He was a great person to know. I think all of us who knew him for a number of years feel very, very fortunate to have been able to, make life's journey with him.
And then his celebration of life is coming up this weekend. Are you planning on going to that?
Correct, yes, I will be there. I will be there for his celebration of life on Saturday.
Awesome. There's going to be the private gravesite, and then at Perini State
Correct,
House is where
correct. At 10:30, yes, at 10:30 in the morning. All those who knew him are more than welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else you want to share about him or his legacy?
No, I think that was pretty much covered it.
How did you know Jimmy?
Well, when I came back to Abilene from the University of Texas, a lot of my friends of high school had scattered, and he and Fred Lee Hughes were people that I didn't know real well, but they knew me and invited me to play golf and with them one day, and I did that, and I think that both of them became really good friends of mine over the years, and so I've known him ever since that day.
So how long did you know him for?
Well, I guess it was about 55 or 6, yeah.
And so you've known him for a long time.
Long time.
You've kind of got to watch him grow as a person, and can you just kind of describe who he was in a nutshell?
Well, he was a brilliant guy. He of course, was an architect, and I think that he was interested in everything, and he was a great person that always wanted to work with the community. And so I think that he had many, many friends. And, you know, as time moved on, well, we all got older and they began to peel off. And I know the last few years has been tough for him. And, but he weathered the storm pretty well. He didn't want to ever give up.
And so he is known around town for a lot of the architecture that he designed, and you know, like the zoo and the lake, the Tittle Lake is named after him, the airport he helped design. How was he as an architecture? How important is it that he helped build Abilene to look like how it does now?
Well, he won a lot of national recognition for his architecture. And so I think that everything he did in architecture, of course, made Abilene look better. And I think that he was always a civic-minded person. And I think that most of the people that he worked for, if they had a second need, they would call him. And he was just a wonderful guy individually as well as professionally.
Can you share maybe one of your favorite memories that you have with him?
Well, there's been so many. I might tell you when I met him for the first time. As I said, he and Fred Lee Hughes invited me to play golf. And I really didn't play golf. I was a tennis player all my life. And but I said, yes, that would just be great. And I borrowed some clubs from someone, and we went at it, and I played the whole course with a 2-iron. And I think it made them so mad that they never invited me back again. They were so embarrassed. But that was a memorable event. And there've been so many. We've traveled together, gone places, had friends in common, and so I'm going to miss him a lot.
If you could say something to him right now, what would you want to tell him?
What?
If you could say something to him right now, what would you want to tell him?
Well, I just would not, I think I was with him the night before he died, and holding his hand, and you know, I think I would say it's been an awful fine time together, and I'll see you.
He just sounds like he was an amazing person. He left an impact on a lot of people.
He certainly did, yeah.
What kind of a impact did he leave on your life?
Well, I don't know. You know, he just one of my best friends for a number of years, and it's almost like a family member. But he was a great guy.
If you could describe him in just a couple words, what words would you use to describe him?
Well, I would say that he always had a great sense of humor. He loved to be teased and teased back. He was very thoughtful in terms of his profession. Won many recognitions for that nationally. But he was just a good guy to know and be with.
Was there anything else you want to share about him or about y'all's friendship?
Well, just obviously we're all going to miss him a lot.
All right. Well, thank you so much.